Welcome, everyone. Today we're taking an exploratory look at Wayzata, Minnesota. It's really much more than just a typical suburb.
Absolutely. For anyone interested in communities with deep stories and a vibrant present, Wayzata is quite compelling.
It's located right on the northern shore of Lake Minnetonka, isn't it?
Yeah,
About 12 miles west of Minneapolis, give or take.
that's right. The location is key, and its identity is just so tied up with the lake. We want to get beyond just, surface level facts today.
Understand what really makes it tick.
Exactly. Uncover its character, the history, the recreation, what it's like now.
Okay, so let's start way back. Before European settlement, the Dakota Sioux were the original inhabitants, right?
Yes, absolutely. They utilized the area's natural resources for generations. Their connection to this place runs very deep.
It really sets the stage.
Mhm.
Then the mid-1800s happened, westward expansion.
Right. European settlers moving in, treaties being signed like the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux in 1851, which was significant. Land changed hands.
And Wayzata itself was founded shortly after in 1854.
Correct. And almost from day one, its spot on Lake Minnetonka made it, well, important for transport.
Steamboats, I read, bringing people and supplies across the lake.
Exactly. Those steamboats were vital early on, really the lifelines for the fledgling community.
And then came the railroad. That must have been a game changer.
Oh, huge. The Minneapolis and St. Louis Railway arrived in the 1870s. Suddenly, there's this direct, reliable link to the Twin Cities.
Which fueled growth, I imagine.
Significantly, it
Sure.
cemented Wayzata's role not just locally, but within the wider region.
So from that starting point, it evolved. And this resort era sounds fascinating, late 19th, early 20th century.
It really was a golden age for Wayzata in some ways. It became this popular getaway, people from the cities coming out to the lake.
For leisure, for the hotels, the resorts.
Yes, think grand hotels, a bustling atmosphere, and places like Big Island Park right on the lake, which even had entertainment like a dance pavilion and roller coasters.
Roller coasters on an island in the lake. That's quite a picture.
It really paints a scene, doesn't it? Wayzata was synonymous with summer fun and relaxation back then.
But like many resort towns, that era didn't last forever. Things shifted mid-20th century.
They did. The rise of the automobile was a major factor. People had more freedom, vacation habits changed, they could travel further afield more easily.
So the grand resorts started to decline.
Yeah, that whole resort economy kind of waned. And Wayzata began its transition more towards being a residential suburb.
People living there but maybe working in Minneapolis or St. Paul.
Exactly. Commuting became more common, drawn by the quality of life, the schools, and of course still having the lake right there.
Which brings us more towards the Wayzata of today. It sounds like it's managed to keep a blend of that history while being a modern community.
I think that's fair to say. It feels like a thriving place. You've got residential areas, a good commercial base, and still that strong recreational pull.
How have they kept that balance? Is it deliberate planning?
A combination of things, I'd say. Community involvement, some thoughtful development. They've fostered a mix of businesses, local shops, restaurants.
And the lake is still central, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, the historic downtown area has retained a lot of its charm, which people really value. There's even the Wayzata marquee sign, which is a nice nod to the old Wayzata Theater.
Right, the theater that ran from the 30s to the 80s.
That's the one. A little piece of history preserved visually.
So if someone's visiting or thinking about Wayzata today, what are the key experiences? Lake Minnetonka must be top of the list.
Without a doubt. The lake defines so much. You'll see fishing boats, sailboats, people kayaking, paddle boarding, you name it.
And Wayzata Beach is a popular spot.
Very much so. Great for swimming on a summer day, having a picnic by the water. It's a real community hub.
But it's not just about the water, is it? Are there trails for land-based activities?
Oh, definitely. The Dakota Regional Trail runs right through. It's about 28 miles long. Great for walking, running, biking. Beautiful views.
And the Loose Line State Trail is nearby, too.
Yes, that offers even more extensive options for getting out and exploring the surrounding landscape. Very popular.
Okay, but this is Minnesota. What happens when everything freezes over? Does Wayzata shut down?
Not at all. Winter just changes the activities. The lake becomes a platform for ice fishing, people clear rinks for skating, you see snowshoers out.
So the outdoor life continues year-round.
It really does. And the parks, like Clapbridge Park or Big Woods Preserve, are used throughout the seasons as well.
Moving beyond the outdoors, what about cultural spots or standout events?
Well, the Wayzata Depot is a must-see. It's the old train station, beautifully preserved, and now it's a museum run by the Historical Society.
Gives you a real feel for that railway history we talked about.
Exactly. And for getting on the water, there's the Wayzata Community Sailing Center, great for lessons or renting boats.
Any big annual events that capture the town's spirit.
Yeah, a few highlights. In the summer, there's the Wayzata Art Experience, then James J. Hill Days in the fall, lots of music, food, community vibes. And for something uniquely Minnesotan, there's the Chili Open.
Wait, Chili Open, as in golf.
Golf. On the frozen lake. It's quite the spectacle. Very popular winter event.
That sounds wild.
It is. And then you have other traditions, like the 4th of July Flying Pancake Breakfast, or the Halloween Boo Bash Dash, Light Up the Lake. Things that really bring the community together.
It does sound like a place with strong community ties. What about education, if families are looking at Wayzata?
The Wayzata Public School District has a stellar reputation. Really, it's known for excellence. Wayzata High School in particular.
And the elementary and middle schools, too.
Yes, they're consistently highly rated, and there are private and charter options nearby as well, offering choices.
That strong school system probably feeds into the community spirit you mentioned. Are there ways for residents to get involved?
Oh, absolutely. The city encourages it. There are volunteer opportunities like with the Gardens Initiative or helping out at events like Dig It Day or Pull It Day.
Community cleanup and beautification type things.
Exactly. And there's the Parks and Trails Board, which advises the city council. So residents really do have a say in how their parks and trails are developed and used.
That level of engagement is pretty key. And shifting to the economy beyond the nice shops and restaurants, what's the business climate like?
It seems pretty healthy and diverse. You have your local institutions like Caribou Coffee, obviously, Gianni's Steakhouse, Six Smith, the Muni Wayzata Bar and Grill,
Muni.
McCormick's Pub, Ben & Jerry's, Nadia Cakes for something sweet, but also some really nice local boutiques and shops.
Like
Places like Fashion Avenue 2, Brick Plus Linen, Grace Hill for home goods, Candlelight Floral, Five Swans, Jewel Weed, Lake House Candle Co. It's a good mix.
And you mentioned development, so things are still evolving.
Yes, there are often proposed projects indicating ongoing investment and confidence in the city's future. It's not static.
Let's put some numbers to this. You mentioned some 2023 data. What does that tell us?
Okay, so roughly the population was around 4,363. The median age is quite high, actually 58.5 years.
Interesting. And income and property values?
Median household income was about $125,344. And the median property value reflects the desirability $1.05 million.
Wow. Okay.
Home ownership rate was around 60.3%. Ethnically, the largest group was white, non-Hispanic, at about 87.1%.
And commute times. You mentioned commuting earlier.
Relatively short on average, about 17.6 minutes. Most people drive alone to work, which is typical for the area.
That data definitely adds context. Now, Wayzata isn't an island. It's part of the bigger Lake Minnetonka picture.
Absolutely integral. It's one of, I believe, 13 communities that surround the lake. Places like Deep Haven, Excelsior, Orono, Tonka Bay, and so on.
And there's been a recent development with the historical societies.
Yes, in 2023, the Wayzata Historical Society actually consolidated with others around the lake to form the Lake Minnetonka Historical Society, or LMHS.
Makes sense to pool resources for preserving that wider regional history.
Exactly. Their mission is to collect, preserve, and share the history of the entire Lake Minnetonka area. Their archives are now housed in the Wayzata Public Library.
And the Wayzata Depot Museum we mentioned?
Still operates, yes, but now, under the LMHS umbrella, it's one of their key museum sites, open seasonally, usually April through December.
So, wrapping up our exploration here, what's the lasting impression of Wayzata? The takeaway?
I think it's this really skillful blend of history and modern life. It's much more than just its location, but that location on Lake Minnetonka is undeniably central to its identity.
The recreation, the culture, the community feel.
All those elements come together. It makes it appealing for people who live there, but also, for visitors looking for a unique lakeside experience.
It sounds like it's really held on to its character through different eras.
It has. Wayzata really embodies that enduring appeal of lakeside living, but with its own distinct story and ongoing evolution.
Well, if this has sparked your interest, listener, I definitely encourage looking more into the Lake Minnetonka area.
Yeah, the Lake Minnetonka Historical Society is a great resource if you want to dig deeper into the heritage of Wayzata and its neighbors.
It really makes you think about the layers of history and community character you can find, sometimes right next door. A lot to uncover.